Today we're going to be discussing Wings of Victory by Daniel Wrinn. We haven't done much military fiction yet, so let me set the stage here by imagine you're being caught up in the middle of the Nazi invasion of France in 1940. From the German invasion of Belgium to the evacuation of Dunkirk and then on to the North African front. This story really brings to life in a way I've never experienced through the eyes of our two heroes, both 17, one a Brit and the other American. So let me just tell you up front, this is definitely more for the young adult, kind of a Biggles book crowd, which I do enjoy reading every once in a while. It was a very well-written, interesting story of essentially a 17-year-old trapped in pre-war Europe, right when the Nazis got to Paris. As the Nazis invaded Europe on a campaign for total domination, the brutal war began to unfold, of course, changing the course of the world forever. And our hero, again, 17-year-old John Archer, found himself in the middle of all of it while he was just an innocent American on vacation. Conveniently, he was also an amateur pilot, and he was able to join the Allied war effort and was tasked with a series of death-defying missions, placing him deep into German-occupied territory, having hair-raising adventures to help to decide the fate of Europe with his sidekick, Barney, the ambulance driver. This book is essentially three novellas, or three parts put together. The first one is War Heroes, where our hero John Archer is caught up in the initial devastating Nazi invasion of France while he was on vacation. He teamed up with ambulance driver Barney. John Archer needs to use his amateur pilot skills and get more than a stroke of luck to pull off the escape of the century. No spoilers here. And bombs over Britain. The Nazis have a plan which could change the course of the entire war unless John Archer can stop them. He's airdropped into Belgium on a top secret mission, and he must retrieve vital intelligence and make it out alive. You know, that's easier said than done when the Gestapo is closing in. And then we have Desert Scout, which our hero John Archer finds himself stranded beneath the scorching Libyan sun, in a race against time to turn the tide of the war in North Africa. But with the Luftwaffe and the desert trying to finish him off, the question is, can he make it out alive? Starting off the books, our American hero and his English sidekick are just unexpectedly landed in the thick of the action. First they're civilians, then they're trained for the RAF. When their plane's down, they're nearly done in as spies by the Germans. Then it's off to an aircraft carrier for more adventures. I was really enthralled reading and following their exploits, especially the heroic actions in Dunkirk. I really enjoyed how the author was able to really fictionally describe how Belgium fell and then dramatically describe the beaches at Dunkirk and all the small boats from England that Churchill sent in to rescue the trapped British soldiers. Wrinn's vivid descriptions really made the pages come alive. You could almost feel like you were there. The book was fiction, of course, but it was mixed with a historical reality, and it was very vivid, and at times it felt like you were watching a movie. I really liked the way of combining classic action adventure with a riveting and historical World War II setting. The editing is top-notch. I read it on the Kindle version, the ebook version. It was really well formatted, which is a breath of fresh air for sure. It's clear of any annoying errors. Critiques I would have for Mr. Wrinn is maybe he should read some nonfiction first-person accounts to get a feel for what the dynamics of actual ground combat is and rely less on channeling popular war movie depictions. But I've rarely experienced a story that played on so many diverse emotions as this one. Archer and Barney's adventures on all three fronts during the Second World War had me laughing out loud one minute, holding my breath with suspense at the pair's hair's breadth escapes from the next. Our two young heroes fight, spy, and argue their way through the war, stumbling onto one adventure to the other with a combination of quick wits, good luck, and just an unflappable good humor. This story shines some lights on parts of World War II I didn't know, especially a lot on the North African front. I really enjoyed the fun, exciting adventure scenes when it was aerial combat. The author did a really good job conveying the confusion of war without feeling the need to get unnecessarily gory. So it didn't have the horror story of a nonfiction book, but just exactly how young men of that age would view their place in war. And as such, this was a great book for younger readers. It was really a pleasure to read, and it was power packed with keep you on the edge of your seat conflict and tension, but aimed squarely at the young adult and teenage market. So my rating for this one is 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really liked it, and I recommend you pick it up, especially if you have a teenager that wanted to kind of get a feel of World War II through this historical fiction with a realistic twist. So I really enjoyed it. I'm Griffin from legendsofhistory.org, and thanks for listening.